Flamio Hotman, more of Roku's backstory is about to be revealed. You may have heard, but there's a series of novels about Roku due to be released soon. And this follows the theme that there has been for previous avatars, like there was for Yang Chen and Kyoshi. And now for the first time, we know what the cover art for this Roku novel is going to look like, as well as a description of the story. So let's start with the cover art. You can see here a very young looking Roku. He's in the traditional Fire Nation attire, and that matches with what we saw early on from Roku in the animation. You can also see this is called the Reckoning of Roku, so that's the name of this first book. In the background you can see what looks like Fire Nation messenger hawks, and what I assume is the foggy island that you hear about in the description in just a moment. In fact, let's jump into looking at that description for the book. It starts off by saying, "Curse a world that would provide a friend only to snatch him away." Clearly that's got to be referencing the friendship between Roku and Sozin. It then goes on to say, Roku never expected to be the Avatar. Even his best friend, Crown Prince Sozin of the Fire Nation, doubts the accuracy of the Fire Sage's announcement. After all, Sozin is the strongest firebender of their generation, while Roku struggles to grasp basic airbending principles, even after months of training under Sister Disha, his airbending master. Now of course this part of the description is all about Roku and Sozin's friendship. We saw in the animation a whole bunch of flashbacks between these two, and we know they were close, and clearly this novel is going to expand and show a lot more of that friendship and Roku's whole backstory, because they are very closely related. We even know Sozin went as far as giving Roku his prince's crown, which was a sacred artifact that only the prince was supposed to wear. But we do also know that their friendship turned very differently once Roku became the Avatar, and it certainly seems like this book is going to explore that bit in between. You know what kind of person Sozin turns out to be. I mean, it was him that kicked off the 100-Year War. Another interesting thing this description points out though, is that Roku struggled with airbending. Now we do know Korra was another avatar that struggled with her airbending, but that was slightly different. It's also interesting because in the animation, Roku himself said he struggled with water bending, not so much airbending. Although to be fair, he did say he spent years mastering airbending. So maybe it did take him a while to learn how to do it. That's not all of the description though, there is another piece. It says, when Sozin requests the new Avatar's aid in preventing the Earth Kingdom from claiming a remote Fire Nation island, it doesn't surprise Roku that Sister Disha advises him to decline. Convinced the Earth Kingdom's aggressive expansion of territory points to a more insidious agenda, Roku steals away with the help of an irritating young airbender named Gyatso. As the reluctant companions delve deeper into the wayward mission, they realize the fog-shrouded island harbors a secret that could lead to catastrophe in the wrong hands. Now there are a few interesting parts here, as well as exciting parts. Obviously the reference to the Earth Kingdom's aggression could tie into what we know about Kyoshi's story, and how under Chin the Conqueror, the Earth Kingdom was also trying to expand its reach, but Kyoshi kind of put a stop to Chin the Conqueror. However, it seems like during Roku's time, the Earth Kingdom still has very ambitious plans. I also wonder if Sozin being part of this means that potentially Sozin picked up some of his ideas about the expansion of the Fire Nation from the actions of the Earth Kingdom. So that could be something new that this book really picks up on. Of course, the fun part of this description is that Gyatso seems to play a key role in helping Roku sneak away from his airbending master. Now I assume because Gyatso's there, it means Roku is learning airbending in the Southern Air Temple. We saw a snippet of Roku and Gyatso in the animation in fact, where Gyatso attempts air surfing on his glider, and Roku kind of ends up saving him. Of course, we know how important Gyatso was for Aang as well, in the animation and even the Netflix live-action series, so it's pretty cool that this book is referencing how Gyatso and Roku were friends, and it's pretty cool to think that Gyatso played a role in helping two different avatars in two different cycles. We can finish by looking at the final part of the description now. It says, plagued by self-doubt, but eager to confront the dangers ahead, Avatar Roku must learn where to place his trust and what it means to be a spirit of no nation, even if the lesson comes at a great personal cost. Of course, this must be referring to how becoming the Avatar kind of breaks his friendship with Sozin, and it might even reference how Roku's compassion for Sozin kind of allows the war to start. If you think back to the animation, it's something Roku openly admits to Aang on a number of occasions. Now, one thing this description doesn't mention is Ta Min. I fully expect she will make an appearance though. If you don't know who she is, she was essentially Roku's dream girl, and they would eventually end up getting married, and that would then start the bloodline, which would lead to Ursa, and thus Zuko and Azula, which I'm sure part 2 of this novel will start to lead into. But for now though, this gives you an idea of what exciting things we can expect to see in part 1 of Roku's backstory. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.